The English Electric Lightning is, even today, one of the fastest aircraft in the skies, and 2 of only 3 flying examples will fly. One will be flown by retired Royal Air Force Lightning pilot and instructor, Brian Carroll.
I was based at RAF Lucas on 23 Squadron for a number of years, and from there, when the Cold War was still on, we would scramble off to intercept Russian bears off the Iceland Terrace Gap. So we get a scramble day or night, any time of the day or night. We were always on alert. We would take off and we would then fly north and rendezvous with a tanker, that was the Victor tankers, which had been scrambled in plenty of time. And we'd stay with them for a while, often using purely silent procedure. We didn't want to let the Russians know we were en route. We would refuel on the tanker, we'd then break away from the refuel, leave the tanker maybe 300 miles north of base, and then accelerate away, go and find the bears, take photographs, and make friendly visual signals to them or otherwise. They would do the same to us. They would try and take out photographs too, but we were somewhat more manoeuvrable than the bear, which, as you probably know, is a huge bomber. On a more than one occasion I would be alongside the tail taking photographs, and I could see a Russian photographer inside with a huge camera on a tripod, setting it up. And as soon as he had it set up, I'd just roll over the fin and go to the other side, look back in, and he'd be walking back across with his tripod and camera, setting it up, and I'd roll back the other side. And I think all he ever got was a shot of my tailplane going away with the reheats burning.
I mean, the Lightning is the sort of the Formula One car of this genre of aircraft. I mean, it's just massive, massive thrust. And that's the single biggest exciting feature. It's just the raw power. The other exciting feature in the negative sense of the world is the lack of fuel. So that is, I mean, I think when I was doing my Lightning training, my trainer, who was Keith Hartley from British Aerospace, said there are 3 things you must remember about the Lightning: fuel, fuel and fuel. It is so critical. At maximum thrust, where it's developing supersonic thrust out of its jet efflux at about 36,000 pounds, it's using around about 480 litres a minute of fuel, so that's why it's very critical.
Considering the Lightning was on the drawing boards in 1947, and that's going back many, many years, the quantum leap from the wartime, World War II, and just after, when the Meteors and the Vampires are coming in, and they would do 520, 550, and the Lightning was a quantum leap. We're now looking at something going supersonic, which hadn't happened before. So it was just tremendous. And as I say, compared to F-16s, Mirages and such, the performance of the Lightning is still as good as anything around today. Okay, Eurofighter is a better airplane, it gets to height faster, and in cold power, whereas we need reheat with the Lightning. But that said, after 45 seconds from brake release, the Lightning is doing 450 knots, and 15 seconds later, it's doing a climb of 50,000 foot a minute. So you're getting to 36,000 feet in about 2.5 minutes, still doing 0.9 or 9 miles a minute.
The endurance in the Lightning is largely anything between 9 minutes to an hour, depending on how much of the loud lever you use.
Lightning for nothing.
Yeah, we're just crossing the Pedersen line now and routing Academy Colors.
Thank you, Charlie Vital.